Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck.
I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
What's going on, guys? UFC 290. It was a banging of a card. It did not disappoint from top to bottom. Prelims, everything. The whole fight was just absolutely amazing. And in this video, I want to go ahead and talk about the main card. So let's start off with Bo Nickal versus Val Woodburn. So, you know, I didn't really know much about Val Woodburn going into this fight. I was kind of hoping that he would actually, be a challenge for Bo Nickal. But Bo Nickal, besides his wrestling, showed that he got some hands and he got some power behind those hands, finishing Woodburn in only 38 seconds of the very first round, which I think was really impressive. I think that maybe Woodburn got a little starstruck being in that moment, and I don't know, maybe that had a factor in his loss, or maybe Bo Nickal was just that damn good. But yeah, I'm really impressed with Bo Nickal's win this Saturday. And what's next for Bo Nickal? I would want to see him now go against the top 15. This is, I think, his second fight in the UFC. His first fight, he finished via submission, and now he finished this fight in a KO TKO victory, which I'm excited to see Bo Nickal in his next fight, and hopefully he faces someone in the top 15 to really so we can really see what he's about. And now let's move on to the lightweight division, where we had Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Dan Hooker for me hasn't he hadn't been looking real good lately, and I think, or at least I thought, that Dan Hooker was gonna go in there and take another L. But I don't know what's up with these blonde MMA fighters, but that was a different Hooker there. He went in there, he got into an all-out war with Jalen Turner, and he got that decision win over Jalen Turner. He looked pretty solid. Jalen Turner, I think he looked tired at one point, and I mean, he did miss weight by like 2-3 pounds. Who knows what happened before that fight and before the weigh-ins. Who knows if he was struggling with anything. But all the props to Dan Hooker. He went in there, he showed up, and he got another W, which I'm really glad about, because he had been on a decline lately. So yeah, props to Dan Hooker for getting that W, and let's see what's next for him. I think he was ranked number 12 going into that fight, and Jalen Turner number 11. So I think he's gonna take Jalen Turner's spot, and I hope to see Jalen Turner back soon, because he is a very exciting fighter, and I want to see what's next for him. All right, guys, now let's move on to the middleweight division, where we had Robert Whittaker versus Dricus Du Plessis. All right, another, I guess, upset in my book. Dricus Du Plessis in his last fight, I think when he went against Blunt Brunson, Brunson, he looked very fatigued. He looked like he was gassing out, but he did say that he had a nasal issue, and he finally got that fixed. And I think, and I believe him now. He looked really good against Robert Whittaker, finishing Whittaker in the round 2 at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I was rooting for Robert Whittaker. I thought he was gonna get it done, because I know he's an absolute dog in there. But Du Plessis he showed up. He showed up and he took Whittaker out, which I did not see coming. And man, what about that post-fight interview with Adesanya, man? So yeah, we're gonna see more than likely we're gonna see Du Plessis versus Adesanya, and that's gonna be a pretty exciting fight, I think. I wonder. I mean, that post-fight interview was, it was kind of interesting the way it went. And I want to see if Du Plessis can bring it to Adesanya. I think Adesanya is a lot more technical, a lot more technical, and Duplessis is more of a powerhouse. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how that fight goes. But nonetheless, I think Duplessis, may put up a challenge against Adesanya, and yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see. Hopefully that fight happens this year. I think they're going to Australia soon, so excited to see that fight happen there. And for Robert Whittaker, man, like I said, I didn't see that coming, but hey, you know what? I know he'll be back. He's one of the best. So I'm excited to see what happens with him as well. And now moving on to the co-main event of the evening, we have Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja, and that fight was an absolute war between these two flyweights. Man, I honestly didn't think Pantoja was gonna win. I thought Moreno was gonna take the W, but Pantoja is an absolute dog, guys. Well, both of these guys are absolute dogs. They went in an all-out 5-round war, and Alexander Pantoja ended up taking that split decision win. I feel bad for Brandon Moreno. He's been in these all-out wars lately. He had to go through Davison Figueiredo to get the title again so many times, and yeah, but I'm really happy for Pantoja. The guy really deserves it. He really went out there and earned it that night. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but Brandon Moreno actually broke his hand in the very first round. So props to Brandon Moreno for sticking in there for 5 rounds with a broken hand. The man's an absolute dog, and I know he'll come back. I would love to see Alexander Pantoja face someone else before. I think ultimately, he'll have a rematch with Brandon Moreno if he, is able to sustain that champion. I mean, if he's able to, if he's able to win his next fight. And now, guys, let's move on to the main event of the evening, guys. We had Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. And guys, although I really wanted Yair Rodriguez to win this fight, I deep down I knew that it wasn't gonna happen. Alexander Volkanovski is an absolute dog. He's something else. Alexander Volkanovski is that. He's that. And yeah, I did expect Alexander Volkanovski to do a little bit of wrestling and grappling in this fight. I knew that he really had to manage that distance, and I knew that he had to close the distance and take him down to have a better opportunity against Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is a black belt in Taekwondo, and I knew he was gonna try to be using a lot of those leg kicks the way he used them against Josh Emmett. But Alexander Volkanovski is something else. He's very smart. He's very technical, and he was able to go in there and beat Yair Rodriguez. He was able to go in there, stand and bang with him, take him down, and towards the end, guys, I honestly thought that he made it look really easy, finishing Yair Rodriguez in the 3rd round via KO TKO. And yeah, I mean, who's gonna be Alexander Volkanovski? I really don't know. He's just too damn good. He's too damn good. I think Yair Rodriguez needs to go back and get another win before he gets another title opportunity. I think Alexander Volkanovski now, I think he has a few options now. He has shown that even though he lost against Islam Makhachev in his last fight, he hung in there. To a lot of people, he won against Islam, but yeah, I think Alexander Volkanovski right now has a few options. I think he can either go to the lightweight division. He can defend the title against Ilia Topuria, which I think would be a banger card, a banger fight. And then or he can wait for Aljamain Sterling to see if Aljamain is able to beat Sean O'Malley, and then because I hear that Sterling's gonna move up, so I want to see maybe Sterling can go up and face Alexander Volkanovski, but I don't know. I personally think that if he goes against Islam again, I think Alexander Volkanovski will get that W against Islam. And Topuria, he's a mother, he's a dog. And I know that fight will be a banger fight. It's gonna be a very exciting fight. And I know that if he goes against Aljamain Sterling, it's gonna be more of a wrestling fight. But nonetheless, all should be exciting matchups for the featherweight champ. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is my reaction to this banger of a card. I wish I could have gone. I was this close, but the tickets were a little too much. But nonetheless, I'm happy that I was watching it. I'm happy that I saw it, and I can't wait to see these fighters fight again. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment what you guys thought about this card. Pretty sure you guys thought the same. Thanks for watching.